Hello and welcome back to the Toffee Blues YouTube channel, your source for all things Everton. My name is Thomas and this is your starting 11 video for our cup game against Sheffield Wednesday on Tuesday. Now just a quick recap of last time. Obviously I did the starting 11 video against Sheffield United at the weekend. Game went disastrously, my prediction went disastrously, so I'm going to give it a better try this time. Starter off in goal, I think Jordan Pickford will start. I think there's much more potential of Jonas Losel starting in this competition. Obviously, last cup game we had against Lincoln, I think there was rumours of Jonas Losel potentially starting. So I'm a bit 50-50 on that one, whether he'll stick with Pickford or if Losel's back from injury, then he will play. So I'm a bit 50-50 there, but I think the safer option will be to go for John Pickford. It's always good to just keep the keeper in the team. He doesn't really need to be rested. He doesn't really need to be dropped. Left back, I think we'll stay with Lucas Digne. As good as we all know Baines can be, I think Lucas Digne, he's fit enough to start game after game, obviously midweek game and weekend games. I don't think there's any need to replace Digne with Baines. And obviously Sheffield Wednesday have to be respected. They are a good side, with no disrespect to Lincoln. They are better than Lincoln. And then for the centre-back partnership, I'm going to go with Mason Holgate definitely to start. It's important that he gets games in these cup competitions, and obviously to give the other two, Michael Keane or Yeremina, a rest. And next to him, I think we'll go Michael Keane again, like we did against Lincoln. I think he's much more reliable next to the younger Mason Holgate, and I think Silva sees that as well. Yeremina can be sometimes a bit rash, so I think it'll be important to have Michael Keane next to Holgate for the centre-backs. And obviously I think also it's a bit 50-50 with Keane and Mina as well. That's kind of a position that is a bit tenuous, but I think Keane will start. Right back, I can see Sidibe definitely starting. Obviously he started the cup game against Lincoln last time. He hasn't featured since in the league, but I can see him replacing Coleman for this one. Obviously Coleman's getting on now a bit. He doesn't have the fitness he once has. Obviously he's still at a very high level, but he doesn't have the fitness to start kind of Saturday and then Tuesday. Also, Sidibe needs kind of a run in the team to see what he can offer. A lot of questions have been asked of Coleman recently. He was poor against Bournemouth. He was poor against Sheffield United. Will he stay in the team? I don't think so. I think he will be dropped for Sidibe to give Sidibe the time to adjust to the league. The country. And obviously there's a better opportunity for him to do that in cup competitions than the league, which would be kind of throwing him in at the deep end. I think Delph will start in the midfield again. Obviously he's been very important with his leadership qualities so far. And then I think next to him, I think we'll see Tom Davies. Silva's come out in a few press conferences saying Davies hasn't made the squad for certain tactical reasons, but obviously we did see him make the squad on Saturday. And I think he will be given an opportunity to show what he's got in the cup competitions more than in the league. So I think we'll see Delph and Tom Davies starting next to each other. In terms of the front line, I think it's all a bit chop and changed at the moment. I'm not 100% certain of what we will see. I think Sigurdsson will start again. Silva's clearly a fan of what he brings to the team, and obviously, is he the favoured option among the fans? I don't think so. But I think while we stick in the 4-2-3-1, Sigurdsson's kind of the only player who can kind of play in that number 10 role. Davies has featured there before, but it's definitely not his favoured position. And obviously Delph is more of a central midfielder, more central defensive midfielder. I think another starter will be Richarlison. He's kind of first name on the team sheet these days. He's so important in the team. Obviously playing off the right it's not his favoured position, but it is where he's kind of ended up with kind of the overload of left wingers we've got with Bernard and Iwobi. So I can see Richarlison starting on the right. And then it comes to Bernard or Iwobi on the left wing. Obviously, Iwobi was dropped for Bernard at the weekend. Bernard looked decent against Sheffield United, nothing too major. But I could see him dropping again. I can see Iwobi coming back into the team. Obviously, we're not sure whether Iwobi was rested, whether he was dropped. Obviously, he didn't seem to show any reason for him to be dropped in the previous games. So I can see Iwobi starting again. That's another 50-50. I can see Bernard potentially getting a run of games, but I can't see why Iwobi should be kept out of the team. So for me, Bernard will be dropped and Iwobi will come back in at the team. And then the striker, this is kind of very contentious. So just kind of going through all the options here. Calvert-Lewin, many say he's not good enough. Is he good enough? I personally don't think so at the moment. His physicality is good, but he doesn't seem to get in the goal scoring positions that he needs to get goals. Moise Keane started at the weekend. slated by a few people on Twitter, which I don't really understand. It's important that he gets the service to him. He prefers it through the middle and not kind of crossed into him. If it crosses, we're going to be playing. It should be Calvert-Lewin starting, and then obviously Keane was he prefers to get the ball at his feet and dribble at people, which we saw. But on Saturday, it seemed like players just refused and they just wanted to play down the wings completely. So I can see Moise Keane starting again. Obviously, the only other striker could be Cenk Tosun. I can't see him starting again. I can see him making the bench and then maybe coming on later. What I'd love to see is a 4-4-2, because obviously when we're kind of going to throw it long or putting crosses to the box, Calvert-Lewin is preferred there, but with the ball at his feet, Keane's much better. So what I'd love to see, just an experiment against Sheffield Wednesday, is a 4-4-2. Can I see that happening? No. If for that, I think Sigurdsson would have to be dropped, but I can't see Silva doing that or experimenting yet. Obviously, we could see a few tactical changes coming soon. Obviously, Silva's being questioned a bit whether his tactics are working with the 4-2-3-1 and his persistence in that. As much as I'd love to see the 4-4-2 with Calvert-Lewin and Keane starting next to each other, kind of complementing each other with the physicality versus the skill and the finishing ability, I can see 4-2-3-1. So just to recap, I think we'll see Pickford in goal, bit 50-50 on that one, whether it could be Losel. Digne left back, Keane and Holgate. Obviously Keane and Mina are 50-50s, but I think Keane's more reliable in Marco Silva's eyes. Sidibe to start right back, I think that's kind of almost nailed on. Obviously with Coleman needing to be rested, he can't really play as many games as he used to be able to. Delph and Davies sitting in the 2 in the 4-2-3-1. Kind of the experience of Delph alongside Davies, who he hasn't featured so far this season, but I can see him coming in, given a chance in the cup competitions, especially against Sheffield Wednesday. And then to the front line, I think Iwobi, Sigurdsson and Richarlison. I think Richarlison's much more guaranteed than Iwobi and Sigurdsson. But I can see Iwobi come back into the team, maybe with Bernard not having the fitness to be able to play kind of Saturday and then Tuesday. And then I can see Keane starting up top again, with maybe him being withdrawn later for Calvert-Lewin if things aren't going our way or if it's more of a physical battle. So let us know what you think the starting 11 will be. Obviously, my track record isn't brilliant for this. I got a few wrong on Saturday, but let us know in the comments down below what you think the starting 11 should be. Thank you very much for watching. Check out all our social medias, and goodbye.